The house was never listed on any real estate website. Yet somehow, at exactly 2:17 a.m., my phone vibrated with a notification that made my stomach tighten. Property available, immediate possession. No price, no photos, just an address. Black Hollow Road. I had lived in the city for 7 years, and I had never heard of that road. But when I tapped the address into the map, it appeared instantly, as if it had been waiting. Something about the name felt wrong. Hollow didn't mean empty. It meant carved out, like something had been removed, or something had made space for itself. I should have ignored it. I didn't. Black Hollow Road didn't exist during the day. I drove there the next afternoon, convinced I had mistyped the address. The road ended at a dead forest, thick trees tangled like veins. No signs, no pavement, just dirt and rot and silence. But that night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., my phone buzzed again. We are open now. I don't remember deciding to go back. I only remember driving, my hands stiff on the steering wheel, the world outside unnaturally quiet. The road was there this time. A narrow strip of asphalt cutting through the forest, swallowed by fog. My headlights barely reached 10 feet ahead. The trees leaned inward, their branches scraping the car like fingernails. At the end of the road stood the house. It wasn't old. It wasn't new. It looked unfinished, like someone had stopped building it halfway through, then decided it was good enough to live in. The windows were dark, but not empty. They reflected my headlights in a way that felt wrong. Too deep, too aware. The front door was open. I hadn't parked yet, but I could already smell the inside. Damp wood, rust, and something faintly sweet, like decay pretending to be perfume. The moment I stepped inside, the door closed behind me. Not slammed, not gently either, just decided. The air inside was warm. Breathing felt thick, like my lungs had to push through something invisible. The floorboards creaked under my weight, but the sound echoed longer than it should have, stretching, bending, as if the house was listening. "Hello," I called. My voice didn't come back right. It returned slower, deeper. Wrong tone. "Hello," it repeated. The walls were bare, but scarred. Long scratches ran along the wood, some shallow, some deep enough to expose blackened layers underneath. Not animal marks. Too organized. Too desperate. I moved deeper into the house, every instinct screaming to turn back. The hallway stretched longer than the outside of the house allowed. Doors lined both sides, all closed. Except one. At the end. A child's room. I knew it without seeing inside. The door creaked open by itself. The room was full of drawings. Crude sketches taped to every wall. Stick figures with long arms. Houses with eyes instead of windows. A tall black shape looming behind families who smiled too wide. And in every drawing, the same date. 17. No month. No year. Just 17. The bed was small, sheets stained dark. At the foot of it sat a mirror. I didn't approach it. I didn't need to. I could already see something moving inside it. Not my reflection. Something behind it. Something scratching. "Do you like it?" The voice came from directly behind me. I spun around. A man stood in the doorway, or what looked like a man. His face was familiar in the way nightmares feel familiar, like I had seen him before, just not with my eyes. "This house remembers," he said softly. "That's why it's still standing." "Who are you?" I asked. He smiled. "I'm what's left." Before I could respond, the floor beneath us shifted. Not collapsed. Not broke. It folded. Like paper. And I fell. I landed hard, air ripping from my lungs. The room I fell into was underground, but it felt alive. The walls pulsed slowly, like something breathing in its sleep. There were people down there. Or parts of people. Some were fused into the walls, faces frozen in silent screams. Others crawled across the floor, their legs twisted backward, fingers worn down to bone. They didn't attack me. They begged. "Please," one whispered, jaw hanging loose. "Don't forget us." I backed away until my spine hit something warm. A door. It opened on its own. Inside was a staircase going up. I ran. The house had changed. Rooms were no longer where they should be. Hallways looped back into themselves. Windows showed impossible scenes. My childhood bedroom, my mother crying, my phone buzzing at 2:17 a.m. Every clock in the house showed the same time. 2:16. Ticking forward. I found the bathroom last. The mirror was covered in handprints from the inside, and written in the steam across the glass were 3 words. One more room. The door behind me locked. The mirror cracked, and my reflection smiled. "You came back," it said. "I never left," I whispered. My reflection's skin began to peel away, revealing the same blackened wood I'd seen beneath the scratches on the walls. "You think the house wants you," it said. "But that's not true." The mirror shattered. The room flooded with darkness. When I woke up, I was outside. Morning light filtered through the trees. The house was gone. The road was gone. I was lying in the dirt, phone clutched in my hand. I laughed. I cried. I convinced myself it had been a hallucination. Until I checked my phone. A new notification. "Thank you for visiting." And beneath it, "Next available room, 17. I moved cities, changed numbers, deleted every app. But every night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., my phone vibrates. Sometimes it shows photos of rooms I recognize, rooms I haven't entered yet. Last night, it showed my bedroom, with a door I don't own, standing open. The voice note arrived at 3:33 a.m. No name, no number, just a single audio file. I didn't press play at first. My phone had been face down on the nightstand, and when it vibrated, I felt it in my chest before I heard it. Like something had tapped my ribs from the inside. I should have deleted it. Instead, I put on my headphones. At first, there was only breathing. Slow, wet, too close. Then a whisper slid into my ear, soft enough to feel intimate. "Don't turn around." I froze. The whisper continued. "We know you're alone. That's why we chose you." The audio ended. My bedroom was silent except for my heartbeat. I laughed nervously, pulling the headphones off, telling myself it was a prank, some stupid horror clip shared online. Then my closet door creaked. I live alone, and I never leave my closet open. I stayed awake until sunrise. Nothing else happened. No shadows, no movement, just an awful feeling that something had entered my space and hadn't left. By morning, the fear dulled into exhaustion. I went to work. I smiled. I spoke to people. At 3:33 p.m., my phone buzzed again. Another voice note. Against my better judgment, I locked myself in a bathroom stall and pressed play. This time, the voice was clearer. "You didn't turn around." "Good. The last one did." A pause. Then screaming. Real screaming. Not loud. Controlled. Like someone trying not to be heard while they were being torn apart. I dropped the phone. When I picked it up again, the audio file was gone. So was my reflection in the mirror. That night, I barricaded my bedroom door. Chair. Desk. Anything heavy. At 3:32 a.m., my phone vibrated. I didn't open it. At 3:33, the whisper came anyway. Not from my phone. From behind my bed. "We're standing right here." The mattress dipped. I screamed and swung the lamp, hitting nothing but air. The pressure vanished. The room went cold. On my wall, words began to appear. Not written. Pressed. As if fingers were pushing from the other side of the paint. "Turn around." I didn't sleep at all. The next day, I searched the number. It didn't exist. I searched the audio waveform. The silence between the whispers wasn't silent. When amplified, it was full of sounds, footsteps, nails scraping wood, something chewing slowly. I took the phone to a technician friend. He turned pale halfway through listening. "This file," he said carefully, "was recorded inside your phone." That night, I threw the phone into a river. At 3:33 a.m., my landline rang. I don't have a landline. The voice on the other end was no longer whispering. "You can't lose us," it said. "You invited us when you listened." "I didn't invite anything," I cried. A smile crept into the voice. "Listening is opening." The line went dead. My TV turned on by itself. Static filled the screen, then slowly formed shapes. Faces stretched too thin, mouths opening wider than skulls allowed. They were all facing away from the screen. Then, one by one, they turned. I smashed the TV. The reflection in the dark screen moved after the glass shattered. I started seeing them everywhere. In shop windows, in mirrors, in the black screen of my phone when it was off. Always standing behind me, always closer. People began avoiding me. Strangers flinched when I walked past. One woman screamed when she saw my reflection in a cafe window. I ran to the bathroom. The mirror showed my face. And behind it, rows of mouths layered inside my skull, whispering in perfect sync. Turn around. I found answers in places I shouldn't have. Hidden forums, deleted threads, stories that ended abruptly. They all mentioned the same thing. The listening ones. Entities that lived in sound, in attention, in awareness. They didn't exist until acknowledged. They didn't hunt. They waited. Once you heard them, they followed. Once you noticed them, they stepped closer. Once you turned around. No one described what happened then. No one who did ever posted again. At 3:33 a.m. on the 7th night, my bedroom door unlocked itself. I lay frozen, staring at the ceiling. Footsteps circled my bed. Breathing dripped into my ears from all sides. You're tired, they whispered. Just look. I clenched my eyes shut. Hands slid under my neck, gently turning my head. I screamed. My eyes flew open. I saw them. Not behind me. Inside me. Their faces were layered through my reflection, peeking through my eyes, my mouth, my skin like masks worn incorrectly. You're safe now, they said. You don't have to listen anymore. My scream cut off. Because I understood. They didn't want me to turn around. They wanted me to let them face forward. I woke up on my bedroom floor. Morning sunlight streamed in. Silence. No whispers. No reflections moving on their own. I laughed until I cried. I was free. Then I checked my phone. A voice note. From me. Timestamp. 3:33 a.m. I pressed play. My own voice whispered into my ear. If you're hearing this, they're already behind you. And then, breathing. Not mine. Right now, as you read this, pause for a second. Listen. If you hear breathing that isn't yours, don't turn around. They love it when you listen. I took the road because it wasn't on the map. That was the reason. The honest one. I was exhausted, angry, and sick of routes that always led me back to places I didn't want to remember. So when my GPS glitched and suggested a shortcut with no name, just a thin gray line cutting through miles of nothing, I didn't question it. I turned the wheel. The moment my tires touched the road, my signal died. The music stopped mid-note. The dashboard lights flickered, then stabilized. The GPS screen went black except for 3 words glowing faintly in white. Keep driving. I laughed nervously and told myself it was a software bug. Then I noticed the road behind me was gone. The asphalt stretched forward in a single straight line, swallowed by darkness. No streetlights. No reflectors. Just my headlights carving a narrow tunnel through the night. Trees lined both sides, impossibly tall, their branches bending inward like ribs. Every few seconds, something moved between them, not animals. Too tall, too still. I drove faster. The speedometer stopped working. The clock on the dashboard blinked. 2:17 a.m. It didn't change. 10 minutes passed. Or maybe an hour. The road never curved. Never ended. Then I saw the first car. It was parked on the shoulder, hazards blinking slowly. An old sedan, door hanging open. No driver. I slowed down. Inside, the seats were torn open, stuffing scattered like someone had been pulled apart inside the car. The steering wheel was bent inward, claw marks carved deep into the plastic. On the windshield, written from the inside, were the words, "Don't stop." My phone vibrated. No signal. No service. Yet a notification appeared. Road status, open. I drove on. More cars appeared as I went deeper. Some overturned. Some burned. Some perfectly fine, except empty. In one, a child's shoe rested on the gas pedal, still pressed down, engine long dead. In another, I saw something worse. A man was sitting in the driver's seat. Alive. His eyes snapped open when my headlights hit him. He started screaming, pounding on the glass, mouthing words I couldn't hear. I slowed. His face changed. The screaming turned into frantic shaking of the head. "No," he mouthed. "Don't." Hands reached up from the back seat and wrapped around his throat. I floored the accelerator. The screaming followed me down the road, echoing long after the car was gone. The fog rolled in next. Thick, heavy, alive. It crawled across the asphalt, rising to swallow my headlights. Shapes moved inside it, humanoid outlines walking just beside the road, matching my speed. Sometimes they turned their heads. Sometimes they smiled. My radio crackled to life. Not music, breathing. Then a voice, distorted like it was speaking through water. "You're doing good," it said. "Most people stop. Where is this road?" I shouted. A pause. Then laughter. "It's where you go when you don't belong anywhere else." The road finally curved. Relief flooded me, until I realized the curve led back to the same stretch of road I had already passed. The same burned-out truck. The same dead tree shaped like a hand. The same dark stain on the asphalt that looked disturbingly like a body dragged away. I was looping, but something was different now. There were more cars, and they were closer together, like the road was filling up. My headlights caught movement directly ahead. A woman stood in the middle of the road. She was barefoot, her dress torn, hair hanging over her face. She didn't move as I approached. I slammed the brakes. The car skidded, stopping inches from her. She slowly lifted her head. Her face was wrong. Too smooth. No eyes. No nose. Just a mouth, stretched wide into an impossible grin. "Thank you for stopping," she said. Hands burst from the asphalt, gripping my tires, crawling up the doors. Faces pushed up beneath the road surface, screaming silently, mouths filling with gravel. The woman leaned forward, pressing her mouth against the windshield. "You shouldn't have stopped." I don't remember pulling away. I don't remember how the hands let go. I only remember driving, screaming, not stopping. The road began to change. The asphalt darkened, becoming slick and wet. My tires left tracks behind, but when I glanced in the mirror, the tracks were red. Signs appeared along the roadside. Not words. Names. Thousands of them. Some scratched into wood. Some written in blood. Some glowing faintly, like they were still being remembered. One sign made my chest tighten. My name. I drove faster. The sky above the road was no longer the sky. It was a ceiling. Cracked. Stained. Low. Lights flickered above me, like I was driving through an endless tunnel disguised as night. I passed a bus next. Its windows were fogged from the inside. Faces pressed against the glass. Men, women, children, all screaming silently. The bus driver turned his head slowly. His face was hollowed out, skin stretched over empty darkness. He mouthed one word. "Stay?" My fuel gauge dropped to empty. The car didn't slow. The engine didn't stop. The road wouldn't let me run out. My phone buzzed again. A message. Destination approaching. I didn't want a destination. I wanted an exit. The road split ahead into 3 paths. All identical. All wrong. In the center of the split stood a sign. Choose how you end. I took the left road. Immediately, the screaming started. From the trees. From the asphalt. From inside my head. Memories surfaced. Things I had buried. Mistakes. People I had hurt. Faces I had tried to forget. They lined the road now, staring at me with accusing eyes. "You ran," they whispered. "You always run." The road narrowed until my mirrors scraped the trees. Hands reached out, grabbing my car, peeling metal back like skin. I swerved. The road vanished. I slammed onto another stretch of asphalt. The middle road. This one was clean. Empty. Peaceful. Too peaceful. I saw a familiar car ahead. My own. Parked on the shoulder. I slowed, heart racing. Inside the car sat me. Eyes wide. face pale, hands gripping the steering wheel. My double turned and looked at me. "Don't make my mistake," he said. Something moved in his back seat. I drove past myself. Screaming followed. Only one road left. The right one. It sloped downward, deeper, darker. The air grew cold. I smelled rot. At the bottom stood a toll booth. No attendant, just a slot. And a sign. Payment required. The slot was shaped like a hand. My phone buzzed one last time. Payment accepted. Driver. The booth lights turned green. The barrier lifted. I understood then. This road didn't take cars. It took people. The car stopped on its own. The engine died. The doors unlocked. The road beneath me softened, pulling my shoes down like mud. Hands reached up again, but gently this time. Almost lovingly. Voices whispered all around me. "You made it. You belong." As I was dragged under, I saw headlights in the distance. Another car. Another driver. Taking the road because it wasn't on the map. Sometimes, when you're driving late at night and your GPS glitches, you might see a road that doesn't exist. A shortcut. A faster way. If you do, don't take it. Because once you're on that road, it never lets you leave. And every now and then, when the fog is thick and the night is quiet, drivers swear they hear whispers from the asphalt, telling them to keep driving. Forever. Smiling face with horns.